Every weekday morning, billions of people set an alarm. They wake up before they want to, go somewhere they didn't choose, do work that enriches someone else, and they do this for 40 years. Then, at 65, if they're lucky, they get to stop. But here's what nobody tells you. That timeline, work until you're old, then rest, is not a law of nature. It is a design, a system, built by people who benefited from you staying in it. And there is a growing group of people, ordinary people, not millionaires, who figured out how to exit that system decades early. This video is about exactly how they do it. When you were growing up, the plan was simple. Go to school, get a stable job, save a little every month, contribute to your pension, retire at 60 or 65. That plan made sense in a different world, when pensions were guaranteed, when one salary could buy a house, when inflation was manageable. That world no longer exists. Today, the average person reaching retirement age has less than $50,000 saved. The average pension payout, where pensions still exist, covers basic living costs, nothing more. And with people living into their 80s and 90s, that money runs out. So the standard plan doesn't just ask you to work until you're old. It asks you to work until you're old and still not be secure. There has to be a better way, and there is. Let's clear something up. Early retirement doesn't mean lying on a beach doing nothing for the rest of your life. For most people who achieve it, it means something different. It means waking up without an alarm because you want to. It means working, if you choose to, on things that matter to you, not things that pay the bills. It means having options, real options, not the illusion of them. The movement behind this is called FIRE, Financial Independence, Retire Early. It started quietly in the 1990s with a book called Your Money or Your Life. By the 2010s, it had become a global phenomenon, with hundreds of thousands of ordinary people, teachers, nurses, engineers, software developers, achieving financial independence in their 30s and 40s. Not by winning the lottery, not by building a startup, but by understanding and applying a small set of principles that the financial industry never had any incentive to teach you. Everything in early retirement comes down to one number, your savings rate, not how much you earn, how much you keep. Here is the math that will change how you see money forever. If you save 10% of your income, the typical advice, you will need to work for approximately 43 years before you can retire. Save 25% and that drops to around 32 years. Save 50% and you can retire in roughly 17 years. Save 75% and you are looking at about 7 years. Read that again. The difference between saving 10% and saving 50% is not just money. It is 26 years of your life. This is the equation the middle class was never taught, because teaching it would shrink the workforce, reduce consumer spending, and threaten the entire economy built on people trading their time for money indefinitely. So how do you know when you've saved enough to retire? This is where one of the most important and most ignored pieces of financial research comes in. In 1994, a financial advisor named William Bengen ran a study. He looked at every market cycle going back to 1926, through crashes, recessions, wars, depressions. His conclusion, if you withdraw 4% or less of your investment portfolio per year, your money will last at least 30 years. In nearly every historical scenario, this became known as the 4% rule, and the FIRE movement adopted it as the foundation of early retirement planning. Here's what it means practically. To retire early, you need to accumulate 25 times your annual expenses. If you spend $30,000 a year, you need $750,000. If you spend $40,000 a year, you need $1,000. If you spend $60,000 a year, you need $1,500,000. That number is called your FIRE number. And here is the powerful insight. Your FIRE number is not fixed. Every dollar you cut from your annual spending does two things simultaneously. It increases how much you can save each month, and it reduces the total amount you need to retire. Cutting $500 per month in spending doesn't just save you $6,000 a year. It reduces your fire number by $150,000. That is the leverage that makes early retirement mathematically achievable, even on an ordinary income. The FIRE community has distilled this into 3 practical pillars. Pillar 1, index fund investing. Most FIRE retirees don't pick stocks. They don't day trade. They don't time the market. They invest consistently into low-cost index funds, funds that track the entire market, and let compound growth do the work over 10 to 20 years. A $1,000 monthly investment into a broad market index fund averaged at 8% annual return grows to over $590,000 in 20 years. Not from skill, from patience and consistency. Pillar 2, ruthless intentionality with spending. FIRE is not about deprivation. It is about deciding what actually makes you happy and spending on that while cutting everything that doesn't. Most people in the FIRE community discovered that the things they were spending money on were not actually making them happier. The bigger apartment, the newer phone, the subscriptions they forgot they had. Cutting those things didn't feel like sacrifice. It felt like clarity. Pillar 3, multiple income streams. The fastest FIRE journeys almost always involve income beyond a salary. A side business, freelancing, rental income, digital products. Not because one salary isn't enough in theory, but because a second income stream, even a small one, dramatically accelerates the timeline and provides a psychological safety net that makes the journey feel secure. Let's be honest about something. Early retirement is not easy. It requires discipline, patience, and a willingness to think differently than almost everyone around you. Most people won't do it. Not because they can't, but because nobody ever showed them that they could. If you're watching this, you now know the framework. The savings rate equation, the 4% rule, your FIRE number, the 3 pillars. These are not secrets. They are just information that was never put in front of you. What you do with it is entirely up to you. If this shifted something for you, subscribe. Next week, we break down exactly how to calculate your personal FIRE number and build the investment plan to reach it. The alarm clock is optional. You just have to decide.